21 and verse 28.
Uh-huh.
And it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
We're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. One more time, double back.
Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Why will we be lifting up our heads? Huh? Why? Somebody got that Habakkuk 3? Mm-hmm. Right? Why will we be lifting up our heads? The scripture says our redemption draweth nigh. Well, we're going to be looking up into where? Extolling our heads into the clouds, because what's up there in the clouds? The heavenly vehicles. The chariots of the Most High. The chariots of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Don't let these different individuals, these people that know they're Israelites, that don't got no breath in them, these Israelites with no faith, these Israelites that don't believe, destroy your faith because you believe in the heavenly vehicles, because you believe in the chariots, and you trust in the way of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai may deliver you if you're the hopeful elect. Well, will deliver you if you are the hopeful elect, but you having that hope in that deliverance, because we know there will be what? A divine intervention for us, meaning the elect. So don't let these other people sway you away with this worldly knowledge to think that they actually know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. That's why the scripture says what? Lift up your heads. Meaning we're going to be looking into the clouds. Okay? One more time.
God, this is Luke 21 and 28.
Yeah.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Yeah, that's why we're going to be lifting up our heads for the chariots. You got a precept?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15 and 3 says, fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speaketh against thee.
Yeah, because a lot of newcomers in the faith, they be troubled by these different false prophets, these different people coming up another way of their teachings of there's no UFOs, or you don't gotta trust or believe in the names that we teach, and various different things that may speak. But guess what? They will trouble you by these different things. That's why you got to be rooted. That's why you got to be grounded upon what? Upon a foundation of truth. Okay? That no one will be able to sway you either to the left or to the right. You know? Of when these different things do pop up, right? These different topics, you say, you know what? This is my first time listening to this individual, and this is my last time listening to this individual. We cutting this short. Well, once a person says something like, "Oh, the UFOs or aliens inside them," the first thing you should do is cut that video right off. You done, because there's nothing else for me to hear. You know, you trying to dismiss the chariots of the Lord, the heavenly vehicles, which is our way up out of here.
Vehicles of salvation.
Vehicles of salvation.
Yep.
You know, go ahead, because I know you got some more in there.
I switched 3 steps.
Well, go ahead and jump back.
Okay. Acts 1.
Well,
and,
jump back, because you got to get Acts 1 and 11.
Yeah.
So jump back real quick, get that.
Right,
Read your Habakkuk 3 and 18 then.
God, this is Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, Yet
Okay,
I will rejoice in the Lord.
Yup.
I will joy in the power of my salvation.
No, we getting the one in, where you at?
18.
There was one up that
3 and 8. 3 and 8. 3 and 8.
I'm back in 2nd Ezra.
Yeah, 3 and 8.
Okay, come on.
Read that real quick.
I was gonna say you could probably
Start from 3. Yeah, I'll read down. Habakkuk 3 and 3 says, The Most High came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. Selah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was at the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw tents of cushion and affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers?
Right, so this is the vision that Habakkuk is getting. The Habakkuk said, was the Lord displeased at the rivers? Go ahead.
Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea?
Mm-hmm.
That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation?
Right, so getting to the point of the chariots of salvation, even though we know the chariots is going to bring what? The oncoming destruction as well, right? But we know they're also going to be the vehicles of salvation. Matter of fact, you hit that real quick.
Okay,
you
this
done,
is,
y'all. Hit that real quick.
this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 30.
Yeah,
Because we read up in verse 3 where it says his glory covered the heavens.
yeah.
Right? Those heavenly vehicles, that's going to be a part of the Lord's glory coming back, man.
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 30, it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Yeah, see?
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven
Yep.
with power and great glory.
Good.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Well, no, I was telling you to go ahead. I wanted
Break
you to
it
speak
down.
on it.
Oh, okay.
So when it's talking about Yahweh Shai coming back in power and great glory, how is he going to come back? Somebody give me 2 Ezra chapter 13.
Got you.
You know, because he's coming on a great, gigantic, we call it fathership.
Yeah.
You know, a big chariot where the world is going to be, it's going to be on notice, right?
Yep.
It's not going to be unnoticeable. It's going to be on notice. Everything is going to stop.
You can get that one too. where
You
it
know?
says about the mountain.
Yeah, 2 Ezra, yeah, that's what
That's
you're
what
getting.
it's
Yeah.
And see, I like to harp on this too, because I harped on this in my lesson about it when I was rebuking that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, because the one just said he cometh with his horses and his chariots, right? But then the other one just said he come with clouds. You see, because the dude tried to go into the word and say, oh, there's a Hebrew word for chariots. There's a Hebrew word for chariots, but it don't talk about no UFO. But what about that? That just said clouds. I bet that word is different from Marakab. Because ain't Marakab, how you say chariot?
Yeah, and really, the root word rakab just means to ride, man.
See? My ride.
Yeah, we got chariots now that ride up on the ground.
Yep.
See?
That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
Something
kind.
you ride in.
Did you want me to jump or let them go first? Because this say he was received out in a cloud.
Yeah. 1 second.
I think he was about to read.
Who was just read? You?
I think he was about to read his. And I was
Second Ezra just
No,
had
because
it.
you wasn't done with it. I just wanted you to hold it.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So back to Matthew's chapter 24, and I'll read verse 30 again. It says, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Yup.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds
Yep.
of heaven with power and great glory.
Right, now you get the one you just pulled. Yeah. So
Right.
everyone is going to see Yahweh Shai when he returns. And the same way Yahweh Shai left is the same way he's going to return as well.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 7.
Mhm.
Behold, meaning like, look,
Yeah.
he cometh with clouds,
Uh-huh.
and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him,
Psalm 68.
and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
Yeah, even they who pierced him. You see? So those people, those Romans that pierced Yahweh Shai back in the day, well, they were reincarnated.
Yep.
Okay? So they're actually going to see of what the person of whom they, punctured, right? Person whom they mocked, and those people that spit on him and reviled him and all these different things. These people are going to actually see him. Okay? But at that time, he was in the flesh. You see? Now they're going to see him in his as an angelic being, but in his what? Most powerful state,
Yep.
in his glory.
That glory he had with the Father at the beginning, man.
Right. But going back, it says, every eye shall see him. So, like I say, it's going to be put on notice. Everything is going to stop. Now I want to back up a point. You want to say something real quick?
Yeah. I just wanted to speak on even those that pierced him. So, if you think about it, those particular Roman soldiers, they could be some of these high-ranking officials
Yeah.
that's in these militaries, man.
Absolutely.
Right? And they can see the Lord when he comes back, man.
Right.
They could be some of these high-ranking officials in the army.
Yep.
Because they was those Roman soldiers that was a part of the Roman army before. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, just to back it up, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds.
Clouds.
Right? Pull that Psalm 68.
This is Psalm 68 and verse 17. It says, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place.
Yeah, now this is Yahweh Shai is going to return. He's going to return with what? The other heavenly hosts, the other angels on their chariots. Now it says, behold, he cometh with clouds. We also do know as a cloud in the Bible, if you have understanding, is being represented as a chariot in different books, might we say. You know?
Yeah, what would be what could you think would be the purpose of saying that it was a cloud? Because it was in the sky. And how many things could you really say is in the sky? How many things is in the sky besides stars and clouds? And birds. So he was like, well, look, it's a cloud. You know what I'm saying? I mean, clouds carry water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he made us look, it's a cloud. But really, he was speaking of a chariot.
Yep.
Because you don't know, or a UFO, as we would say in these times. Okay? Because it's not typical of seeing a chariot in the heavens. Okay? As far as a literal horse-drawn carriage, you know, so to speak. Y'all got it.
Different terminology.
Yeah, different terminology.
Different terminology, that's right.
The Most High is the Lord of imagery.
Yep.
Okay? You know, if we understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is a Jake, he's like the king of the Judites, so to speak. Okay? The chief tribe. You think he ain't gonna be colder than these rappers on the earth at simile? And at you know, imagery? No, he's colder than them. He created that.
That's right. Best poet out there.
That exists.
Yep.
So great that people still can't properly break down Song of Solomon.
Yep.
Niggas still think that a woman wrote it. He's speaking about his love for the Most High and for this truth, man.
That's right. That's right.
But y'all think, oh, this woman wrote this. He talking about some gay stuff. No, y'all don't understand. Go ahead.
Yeah. The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, this is going all the way back, right? And Enoch also prophesied, right? And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints, right? So this is what it's talking about. Behold, right? He cometh with the clouds. When we read Psalms, the brother read the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17, talking about how he's going to come with thousands, okay, of chariots. Can somebody give me the description when he said, I could have called down 12 legions? Yeah. You know? The Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, he had that power. But he was coming to do what? Fulfill the will of the Lord, the will of his Father.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why things had to play out the way it had to play out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like when they said unto the Lord, if he be the Son of the Most High, save himself and let him save me also.
Yeah.
When he was being crucified, which he could have came out off the cross and started fucking niggas up.
Yeah, he could have.
But he didn't, man. You know, because he had a mission to fulfill.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
The scripture said that he had to fulfill whatsoever things were written of me.
Yep.
He had to fulfill them.
There you go. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So verse 14 again, the book of Jude, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. Somebody give me Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their heard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to break it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so he's gonna come back and he's gonna execute judgment, man. He's gonna execute utter, complete judgment. What's that scripture in Revelation? Where it says he does both judge and make war.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, he come a white horse, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is all parabolic of when Yahushua comes back with the chariots to execute judgment. You see?
Legion first.
This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 53.
Yeah.
It says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
You see that? You see what I'm saying? You see? So the angels is ready to move when Yahushua is ready to make that move, when the Heavenly Father allowed that to take place. You know? They patiently waiting. You know, so that whole narrative of, you know, the spiritual demon Satan leaving the heavens and him leaving with what do they say? They said a third of the angels or whatever they say, like they disobey the Lord. That's off, man. That's completely off. You know? But just Yahushua is letting you know thereof. Look, if I wanted to, right? If this was of me, we could get it cracking right now.
You know, and a good example of you know, that being a completely off doctrine is when Yahushua came across Legion. You know what I'm saying? When Legion was upon that individual, and they was like, "Have thou come to torment us before our time?" And when he cast them out, they begged him like, "Look, take us out of this man and let us go into these pigs." Why didn't an all-out brawl break out, where Yahushua was just fighting, a legion of demons that was on that one guy? Because they were in complete order and they understood that they couldn't win against Yahushua. So they begged and said, "Look, master, let us please go into these pigs, these swine." So he was like, "All right, whatever, go ahead. It ain't y'all time anyway. Go ahead in them swine and run them off the cliff, or whatever y'all gonna do. Go kill them." You see? If the angels rebelled, why didn't they just hop off a legion and say, "Oh hell no, Yahushua, it's on like a neck bone"? They could have got it cracking, but that wasn't that. They don't. That's an off doctrine. They work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on the left hand side, man. They are complete subjection, man. Y'all got it.
That's right, brother. Isaiah 66.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15.
Yeah.
It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind,
Yep.
to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire."
Yep, chariot like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is he gonna do? He said what?
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 16, "For by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many."
Yeah, so when we spoke about the angels, we spoke about how Yahushua is going to return, and this is how it's going to be. It's not going to be how you think when it's going to be, the scriptures talk about the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Talk about the day of the Lord is going to be a day of gloominess. So this portrait that they're showing of our Lord coming back, first of all, they're going to give us a false image.
Yeah.
On top of the false image, he's going to come back with other false images, the little naked Edomite babies, right? Pale-faced babies coming down with harps, you know what I'm saying? Doves flying around. Scriptures don't say that.
The horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, the horsemen, yeah.
Because I was gonna say when a bugged out Christian, how do they interpret that when they read that Isaiah 66 and 15? What do they say? Oh, so now you want to believe that a fire-breathing horse-drawn chariot, or a fire chariot with whirlwinds of fire coming around it, can come out the sky, but you don't want to believe that a chariot, a UFO can come out the sky with missiles or with lasers.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Come on now, which one makes sense? A horse that's on fire, or the lasers coming out the chariots, out the UFO, so to speak?
And this devil, he can do stuff where he has different holograms in the sky to make you believe that it is the actual second coming of the Most High.
Yeah, a lot of people gonna get caught up in that. It's gonna be a damn picture of a horse in the sky. It's gonna look like it got flames on it. They gonna say, "Oh, Jesus came back." Yeah, you gonna get to see, man.
It's called Project Bluebeam.
Yep.
Project Bluebeam, yep.
You gonna get to see, which we don't like that name, but that's what they're gonna be calling after. JC, y'all got it. I'm still holding this axe too.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, I know.
Verse 17, it says, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord."
Yeah, see, that's gonna happen to a lot of you Jakes, a lot of two-thirds of you Jakes, because y'all sanctify yourselves. But in the sanctifying yourselves, that's not of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And then the thing, what it say? Y'all was behind the gardens, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination. Y'all was doing all these particular things that's contrary of what the Lord wants you to do. You see?
If I may add too, brother, that just shows you that eating abomination and eating these seafood and eating pork, that's not a light thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
If you could be destroyed for it, that's not a light thing,
Right.
man.
Yeah, that's interesting you brought that up, because I was listening to the scriptures the other day, and it actually says in the law, it says, "Thou shalt not make thyself abominable with any creeping thing."
Yeah.
Okay, I am the Lord thy power. So that was a commandment, that you shall not make yourself abominable with these things. So you ain't supposed to willingly go out and say, "Oh, I think I want to eat this pork chop today. Look at this sea roach we're gonna chop up and throw in some pasta, make some scampi." No, that's going off. That's a sin.
That's right.
Shalom.
Right. You finished on that, right?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. You done, y'all.
Okay.
So we're gonna balance it out because we talked about the destruction that's gonna come when Yahushua returns and when the angels return. But what else is gonna happen upon that? Because we already know that as we read the scriptures, we know that's gonna take place. Our hope and our promises and what the Lord said of, and we're the elect, we're going to be delivered. We're going to be saved. And that's what the angels is going to do too. Go ahead, bro.
Right. Matthew 24 and 31.
And no, we don't got to run across the world and do all these different things, you know, to try to get salvation. The Lord said he was going to come where we at. You know? You think the Lord don't know his people downtrodden?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You think you don't know we ain't got a ticket to make it to
Yeah,
Israel?
we through. The fuck?
Some
Yeah,
brothers
yeah.
ain't even got passports.
Those brothers
Right,
came
yeah.
from the United States, man.
There you go. There you go right there. Most brothers or even sisters in the faith don't got passports.
Yep.
Either can't get a passport or can't afford it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Don't even know how to even get one.
Yeah, man. Get the hell out
You
of
know?
here,
And
man.
you think that look how Yahweh Shai, which I believe it was Yahweh Shai right there, helped the 3 holy children. He just appeared
Son of Man in
like
the-
he didn't know he knew that the furnace was about to get kicked up and that they was about to get thrown in it, but he ain't gonna know how to save the elect on the chariot.
Right.
Come on, man. He was standing in the furnace with them, man, to protect them.
Trying to destroy people's hope. Jake is something. Go ahead.
It says, and he shall send his angels
Right.
with the great sound of a trumpet.
Salakia. Jump 2 verses up.
2 verses up.
20. Which one is that? 29.
29.
29. Go ahead. Yep.
Yep. Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days,
Right.
shall the sun be darkened,
Mhm.
and the moon shall not give her light,
Yeah.
and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Somebody give me Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. Because now we got to establish of who is the elect. Because that's, read that again. It said it was going to gather who?
His elect from the 4 winds.
So it says going to gather his elect from the 4 winds. Now we can also put that with what? When you go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and other various scriptures, it talks about the scattering. Okay, it talks about Israel being scattered to what? The 4 corners of the earth. Right? Because we was displaced from our homeland. And where do we get scattered? We got scattered abroad. Okay, so that's where we're going to be gathered from. Go ahead. Oh, you got the elect part? Read it.
Con, this is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. It says, "For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect."
Yeah, Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. That has never changed. And it's not going to change. Okay? So the elect is of the children of Israel.
In Malachi 3 and 6 it says,
I am the Lord,
I'm
I
the
change
Lord.
not.
Yeah, therefore you sons of Jacob are not
Not
consumed.
consumed. There you go.
Do you brothers know what that scripture is? Where Paul was basically speaking about Isaiah, where he was, asking the Lord, like, look, they persecuting me, and then the Lord told him what? What was his answer to the prophet Isaiah, I believe? Where it says Elijah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where it said he 7,000 that have not bowed the knee.
About it.
Even today, is there a remnant?
Yeah. Romans 11.
Romans 11.
Romans 11.
You
If y'all
see?
want to get it for the brother, Romans
You
11.
see? So,
Yes,
it's the
Lord.
same thing back then. Back then it was referring to the Israelites.
Yeah.
And today it's referring to the Israelites.
Absolutely.
A complete number of men that have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, meaning they are virgins, they are spiritual virgins, not physical. Okay? And it's 144,000.
But
man.
even when you go to the book of John, the 3rd chapter, before you get to John 3:16, you read the 14th verse, and it's talking about the people of whom he was talking about,
Yeah.
the Israelites.
That promise, it all goes back
You
to
know?
that promise, man.
Oh, you want to finish it? Finish some more on there?
Come, Isaiah 45 and 4. "For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect.
That's right.
I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee,
Yeah.
though thou hast not known me."
Yeah, see, I have surnamed thee. I have put my name upon you.
Yeah.
You see? And the Lord had to make us known unto him, right? And then when we went off so bad, he pulled back from us. The scripture said in a way of, he says, "I have hid my face from you." But now what? Through the Spirit, he has shown his face. He has given us his name. He is starting to embrace us again as the elect. You know what I'm saying? The elect is starting to be embraced again. Now, Israel as a whole, as the scripture says, all Israel shall be saved. They will all be embraced as a people, as a nation, to be his power. Okay? You know, because the laws will be written in our inward parts. But now it's just the elect.
Yeah.
You know?
And it showed you who he truly loves because, you know, he said, I have manifested thy name unto them that you have given me out of the earth.
Yep.
All right? So the true elect, the true that he's really dealing with is going to have his name. The whole world ain't got his name. Scripture say, what is his name and what is his son's name if thou can tell. All right? So you got people that ain't preaching in the name. The Lord must ain't dealing with y'all then.
No, absolutely not.
He can't love you because you don't know his name.
Wait a minute. Before you get that, get Acts 4:12.
How I'm gonna say I love you and you don't even know my name?
What's my name?
Yeah, what's my name?
Uh,
You don't know my name. Come on, man. If somebody come up and ask you, you gonna look crazy. Let's just imagine you, because you know how some Jake don't give a woman their real name.
Yeah.
And then they could be like, oh, what's your boyfriend name? Man. That ain't his name, bitch. What's his real name? I don't know. Now you look stupid. Lord ain't gonna have us out here confounded. Somebody come ask us the name, we're gonna tell you it's your how about Shimmy I was shot, man.
That's the single most important thing that you need, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you can have everything else right, but if you ain't got the name, you ain't gonna be saved, dog.
It's like the access, man.
Yeah.
You sleep, motherfucker like, hey,
Somebody give me
say man. Somebody call your name and you sleep, you're gonna be like, man, what, man? What you want, dog? You gonna wake up, you know? Go ahead, man. I got it.
This is Acts chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
See? There's no other name given under heaven whereby we must be saved, man. Except for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. Okay? That name I know. I don't know why they started that put, dog. But no, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because the Most High didn't want nothing to do with us, man. So that name is access back to the Heavenly Father through His Son, man. Scripture say, whatsoever you ask in my name, it shall be given unto you. Okay, so you need to know the name of the Son and the name of the Father. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're petitioning the Father in the name of His Son. You're saying, well, look, your Son said I can have this, oh great Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you, could you please grant me my request? All right? Because He ain't trying to hear us. We got to know His Son's name so we can, because that's the one that's going to talk to the Father for us.
Who's gonna talk to the Father?
All right. You know, whosoever shall be ashamed of me,
Yeah, he ignorant for that, man.
you know, he won't confess me. I will not confess him before my Father, right? So you got to know the name, man.
Yep. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 17, verse 8, it says, he said,
Go ahead, dog.
he set his eye upon their hearts that he might show them the greatness of his works. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. Oh, and one of those works that we're declaring with understanding is what? The chariots of salvation.
Yeah.
Right? Those heavenly vehicles. Because that's going to be a mighty work when he sent his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, back to the planet Earth, man.
Mighty and
Okay?
strange.
It's going right.
That's
The mighty and strange. Go ahead, bro.
you want me to grab that one? Or this is the one I was on?
You grab the one you was on.
Okay, come.
Because I wasn't finished. I would just make you hit the preset real quick.
Okay. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 2. It says, the Most High have not cast away his people.
Oh, okay. I got
Oh, the strangers of the salvation.
Right. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Yeah.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and they shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, they shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
Yeah.
So, hey, with that strangeness of the salvation, it says what? They're gonna be terrified, man. And that lines up with the precepts we've been bringing out. All the tribes of the earth mourning. It's gonna be a terrifying but amazing sight to see at the same time.
Yes.
This is the word for it. It's called awe. Being terrified but amazed at the same time. Because you know, these false prophets out here trying to tell you that, hey, if they say they believe in the Chariots of Salvation is a UFO, oh, you shouldn't watch them.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
And then certain Jake, they might wake up to the truth and be like, yeah, they for it, but then when they hear the UFO, hear about the so-called UFOs, it's like, oh man, that can't be right. Right? But the Lord told you there's gonna be strangeness of the salvation.
Yep.
And that's a strange thing.
Yep.
You only expect to see that in the movies.
Right.
And one of the things I see it with a lot of these celebrities, man, is they bugged out, man. I just seen the little video. I think a brother had referenced it, where Kanye was talking about how he couldn't use his Apple Pay. But before he got into the video, he up there singing his little gospel song that he made. You know what I'm saying? Which ain't nothing wrong with singing to the Lord, but then he's calling him Yeshua. He's talking about starting a theology school, and he needs licensed theologists and all these other things that he's talking about doing. He ain't repentant, man. You know what I'm saying? Not fully. He's still talking about things of this world, man.
Yeah.
He ain't no prophet, man. All right? You can't be watching these dudes and thinking that they prophets, man. Kyrie Irving said he don't want nothing to do with it. And we ain't here to talk about what that is over there. You had another dude, I forgot his name. Brother had posted a video about it. He thought he was supporting IUIC at first, but he thought it was
Jaylen Brown.
But he thought it was the Q Dogs out there. He didn't know that it was he didn't know it was IUIC. He thought it was a fraternity out there stomping.
Oh yeah, Greek fraternity.
Yeah, he thought it was a Greek fraternity. Then he was like, "No, my bad. I ain't mean to support them
Yeah,
niggas."
well, he is saying that because, for one, he knows it's gonna mess up his contract and it's gonna mess up his money, right? And for two, it's the narrative that E is putting out on us as where there's some type of terrorist, demonic hate group. You know, so they don't want to attach themselves to that.
Yeah.
But that's cool because the cat is out the bag. Everyone, the sifting and the seed has already been pushed out there. You know, and they're not supposed to do our job, and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, we're okay with the position and the role that they're playing. I like watching him play for the best Boston Celtics. So when I bet they win, that's cool. That's all I need that nigga to do. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side, we gonna do this work. Because that's what we was called to do. You know?
These celebrities are not qualified.
They not qualified, and they're not able to stand up and do what we can do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. Or are they even willing to lose what we are willing to lose and give up at any given time?
Yeah, because your financial stability is in jeopardy
And yes.
every time that you on the highways and byways.
Yep.
All it would take
Every
is for your
time.
boss to roll
Yep.
up. Oh, you do this, you fired.
Yeah.
You out, dog.
You out.
Don't
yeah.
come to work tomorrow. Now that I know what you do, you might want to show up, dog.
Yeah. Hey, I know what you believe in. You hate. Oh man, it's a whole nother level.
Brothers done been tested. You know, the brother Yawan was here. You know, and he had a couple guys with him. You know what I'm saying? That was in the camp for a little bit, and those guys went back to doing what they was doing.
How was he?
All right, but the beloved brother Yawan, he was like, I ain't gotta be in this no more. And he stayed in the faith, man. All right, he chose to do this work rather than to live that life, man.
Right.
Okay, and that's a beautiful. And a lot of people can't make that decision, man. Okay, but we free to say what we need to say up here, man. Yes, sometimes we gotta tiptoe around little shit so we don't get videos deleted. But other than that, hey, it's no holds barred up here, dog.
Yep.
What else you gonna take away, nigga? We already ain't got shit.
Yep.
I don't care. Shit, nigga, what you gonna take away? Nigga, the only thing you can take away now is our freedom and our lives, man.
Yep.
You see?
We don't like it.
We hate
don't
our
love our lives.
We love our lives to the death. That's what the scriptures say. If we are part of the elect, we ain't gonna love our life to the day we die.
Yep.
Or get caught into the chariots, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So whatever, dude. We don't care. But see, the rest of these guys got something to lose.
Yep.
Billions of dollars, contracts, whatever it is, you know? We don't have that to lose, so we don't care.
Yep. So back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 4. It says, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Right? So they look at this work that we do up here as madness. Like we're madmen, right? We're idiots. We belong in the loony bin. You know? They look at this as madness. You know?
Yeah, but it's a scripture call it the foolishness of preaching.
Yep.
You know, so to we seem foolish. okay, to these people in the world.
Yep.
Like we're wasting our time. Okay? But this is the most important thing you can be doing. Making yourself a living sacrifice to hope and pray you get some type of mercy for the fucked up shit you done did, man.
Yep.
Okay, but Jake is just running the bill up and ain't doing no type of nothing to try to get that bill wiped away, man.
Yep.
You know, so you gonna have to owe the full bill when the time come, man.
Yep.
That's
right.
And then it says, verse 6.
Yeah.
Therefore, Salakia, verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot among the saints?
Yeah.
Right? So, hey, they're gonna see us going, hey, the elect going up into the chariots, and they're gonna be in awe. It's like, oh, that's them guys that was on the preaching on the corner.
Yeah, the ones that everybody was calling the terrorists. That's the ones that everybody said that we said was preaching hate. Because you got to look at that. That's like a strong question right there when it says, how is he numbered among the saints? Imagine they saying it like that. That nigga made it, and we ain't make it.
Right.
You know, it's going to be the niggas silver eating pork chop and these different things. It's going to be like, they made it? How? All they talked about was how we was going to get revenge on Esau. All they talked about was, all they did was hate their brother, so to speak. Which open rebuke is better than secret love. But you still got all these people that say, we hate our brother for rebuking them. Okay, or correcting them on the doctrine. We hate Esau. Well, the Lord hates Esau, man. You see? Scriptures talk about how the patience in the face of the saints, man. Okay? So with us desiring this Revelation 13 situation, you see what I'm saying? Them the ones that led us into captivity, to go in the captivity and get a foot up their ass. Okay? With us desiring that, people's gonna look at us and say, no, you're full of hate.
Yep.
You hate. Esau's your brother. You hate him. So it's gonna be very strange to them if we make it.
Yeah.
You see?
Hey, they're gonna see. You're gonna see how much the Most High hates, man. When he comes back, you think we hate? You don't know hate till the Lord Yahushua come and put some fire on your ass, man.
Yeah.
You know, in this chapter, this is the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, man. Right? Because the Most High is gonna show you who he's dealing with. You know, when Jacob troubles come and the different divine interventions comes with the angels and the spiritual powers, and then also when they're taken up into the chariots, man, you're gonna see these are the sons and the daughters of the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Right? So the Lord didn't give you that wisdom, man.
Yeah.
And you didn't take heed unto the truth.
Yeah, their eyes were darkened. You know, I think we quoted it, was that a Revelation, Romans 11. Ain't that also in there? What then? Israel have not obtained that which you seek it for, but the election have obtained it. And it goes on to speak about how David said, "Let the table be made a snare."
Yep.
You see, so they're gonna be like the light of the sun of righteousness did not rise upon us. Yahushua also talked about that. Like, look, I ain't letting you see, lest you repent. And I have to, and I gotta heal you. He's like, I don't want you niggas. You see? So they're gonna realize, because the scriptures also tell us what? Then shall it be known that a prophet was among you, right?
Yeah.
So when it's too late, they're gonna be like, damn, they was right. You see a lot of brother shot.
So back in Ecclesiastes chapter 17, verse 10, it says, and the elect shall praise his holy name. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgment. So even going into this everlasting covenant, which belongs to the Israelites, because it's all about the seed, right? Well, the Lord made a promise. The Lord made an oath with our forefather Abraham, and it got passed down from the seed from Abraham to it got passed down to Isaac, and from Isaac it went to Jacob. Now, according to this promise, it says what? We was going back home, but it's how? How are we going back home? How are we getting here? Well, we're reading all these different various scriptures to prove how we're going back home, right? Go precept upon precept.
This is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 10.
Yeah.
It says, for precept must be upon precept,
right?
Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right, so this is how you read. This is how you get understanding of the Bible. Now you see how we're going all around in different scriptures, hitting these different precepts to show you that the chariots of salvation, how they can be mentioned as clouds or whirlwind. And the other brother might got the flying roll and the wheel within the wheel. Okay, of how we're going to be delivered by these different chariots. We're hitting all these different precepts to prove to you how this is going to take place. You know? Go ahead. Zechariah 5, just bring it out. And you still got that and 13. Go ahead.
And I got
Right.
second Ezra too.
This is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
It says, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes
Yeah.
and looked, and behold,
So wait a minute, Salakia. So now he goes back to say, I turned and lifted up my eyes. Go ahead.
and looked, and behold, a flying roll."
So now this is how Zechariah is seeing it. To him, it's like, oh, this is a flying roll. You know? Ezekiel said, oh, wheel within a wheel. Okay, because everybody,
flying saucer.
you know, flying sauce, everybody sees these things. It's in the same, but they might see it a little differently. You know, because like this brother today seen a chariot, right? And how he could have seen it and how he could have showed the video was a little different from mine, but it was, and it's still the same realm, you know, or still the same name category, for the lack of better terminology. That's you know a better word to use. Same terminology. You know what I'm saying? But it was still representing the chariots of Israel, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and now what he would say too to chime in, they got reports, multiple different reports of tic-tac shaped UFOs,
right.
and different people that's in the military, Air Force, or whatever, talked about their encounters with them.
Yeah.
Multiple different accounts. So that could have been that roll,
roll.
that flying roll.
Yeah.
Because that's a cylindrical shape. You know, a tic-tac is shape of a tic-tac.
Yeah,
And a
and-
roll is, when it's rolled up, it's shaped similarly. A scroll is the same shape.
And they change shapes.
Yeah.
You know, speeds, they do all type of marvelous things when you see a chariot, man, for yourself. Man, it's dope. Even certain videos, brothers, show it, and you'll see. You look at the chariots, you're like amazed. You're like, yo,
Wow.
like, this is dope.
Yeah.
You know,
Make
but it's
itself look like an airplane, man.
Yeah.
It's far out. man.
it is beautiful through the spirit to actually read and understand the scriptures and say, yo, this is how we getting out of here. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Right. So hey, you can't deny that there are UFOs.
Right.
Because the government is coming out and tell you that they are.
Yeah. They made Star Wars programs and everything.
And everything. So
You know?
that cannot be denied. So, hey, if you're a so-called Christian and you believe the Most High is all powerful, and you got these strange vehicles that people are taking video footage of in the skies, and the military is coming making reports about, don't you think the Most High got something to do with it? Right? Don't you think the Most High has something to do with that, man?
Yeah. And you know, ultimately the Most High blinded you, but you can't see the spirituality in that song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
Ooh. Now get it. Go ahead, bro. Get it in the chat.
Okay, and why is it saying swing low? Because it was up in the sky, man. Okay, and even back then, they wouldn't have had nothing else to call it but a chariot.
Right.
Okay? Because during those times, there wasn't no flying vehicles. You see, it wasn't even no automobiles. Then them come out into the industrial age,
Yeah.
which was after so-called slavery, right? So they still wouldn't have anything that was a vehicle of traveling except for a chariot to call this flying phenomena wherewith they was hoping to be saved.
Yeah. Yep.
You see? Swing low, sweet chariot. Coming for to carry me home. And they even knew. They knew it was to bring them. They knew it was the chariots of salvation.
You got
Okay.
this. You got that song called "When She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain,"
Yeah.
right? Which originally is when the chariot comes. You know that she is representative of the chariot, man, coming
Yeah.
around the mountain.
Yeah.
You know that's also goes back to a Negro spiritual, man.
Yeah. Con.
So continuing, it says, verse 2, it says, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof, the length thereof is 20 cubits,
Yep.
and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits."
So then the brother measured it. Then he measured it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on, man. That's dope,
man.
man.
That's about what? That's about 40 by 20 feet. So 40 feet wide and 20 feet long, and then 20 feet wide. You know, when you get down into cubits, and then you know, men were bigger and stronger back then, so a cubit could be even more. You know, so then he measured it. He gave you the shape of it and then how big it was. That's a pretty decent size.
It is. Yeah. Get that. Read that, Mr. Shaw.
Con, this is Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Wikipedia. It says Swing Low, Sweet Chariot is an African American spiritual song and one of the best known Christian hymns, originating in early oral and musical African American traditions. The date it was composed is unknown. Jumping down, it says the song uses the theme of death to remind the audience of the glory that awaits in heaven.
See? It says, read that part again.
The song uses the theme of death to remind the audience of the glory that awaits in heaven. When Christians believe they will transcend the earthly world of suffering and come to rest in their final home.
Bro, so get 1 Thessalonians 4. There's another one. I want to back that up. Revelation 18. Revelation 18.
Yeah, and even then, you know, you got to remember that this is our book, you know, and the Most High, more than likely, as he did in these times, because the scriptures always talk about how he always kept a remnant, okay, he more than likely allow somebody to have an understanding of the scriptures during those times and to know.
Yeah.
Because when we read the book of Acts, it tells us, you know what I'm saying, whenever the bro had me get it, that was how Yahweh Shai was brought into heaven, and that's how he's going to return, man. You know?
Then we can get them 2 precepts.
Continuing on in the paragraph, it says, it says specifically the text refers to the Old Testament account of the prophet Elijah's ascent into heaven by chariot.
You see? It mentions Elijah being sent into heaven by a chariot, but so was Enoch, and so was our Lord Yahweh Shai by a chariot. You see? Come on, man. They see, but they know.
Yeah.
They know. You know, but we know through the Spirit, and we believe. You see? We believe. We put our hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Right? Now hit them 2 precepts I said. Baba Kashah.
Was it 1 Thessalonians 4?
Revelation first.
Revelation first. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be no partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah, and so this is when it says come out of her, okay, this is talking about literally. Okay, this is when that trumpet is blown, when he says come up hither. Okay, and then the elect are called into the heavens, man. Okay, the scriptures tell you that they should be a sea of glass mingled with fire, okay, underneath the feet of the elect, man. All right, when they're escaping as the nuclear missiles is coming down and creating the lake of fire here in America, Babylon the Great, man. You see? So when that's happening, after he says come up hither and they get called up, man, immediately after that, this place is gonna get bombed to shit, man. You see? It can become a molten lake of fire.
There's another one in when you get the book of Acts 26, when it says get it real quick. The book of Acts. I said Acts. I'm reading too fast. The book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 20. It says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed."
Yeah. So what's that talking about? What chambers we gonna hide in? Right? Because hey, everything down here is gonna be on fire, man.
Yeah. And I ain't never seen no chariot with no chambers.
Right.
Or no cloud.
Right.
So what that's representing?
Right.
Them going into those, let's call them sky arcs. You know what I'm saying? And the door being closed or whatever, and missiles getting bombed down here. That's the indignation, man.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah, but the scriptures talk about is what? Being defended.
Yeah.
Right? So you individuals out there and y'all saying this and that, well, how are we going to be protected? How are we going to be defended? Matter of fact, can you get Daniel 12 and 1? I got the book of Isaiah chapter 31 verse 5. It says, as birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it.
Okay, so birds flying. And it also said at passing over, he will preserve it. You see? So those are the chariots of salvation.
That's right, brother.
You see?
Because they,
Okay.
they fly like birds, man.
They
You
can't-
got certain Salakia.
No, you good, bro.
You got certain footage where what's that the one where they were shooting at the chariot?
Oh,
in
yeah, I seen that.
Saudi Arabia.
That's
That
funny.
thing just gliding like a bird. It kind of looked like it was a bird too, but it's just gliding right through it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't even look like it was nowhere near it either. Like they was just shooting. It was too far away or
Them
something.
bullets look long as hell too.
Yeah.
The little flare that was coming out the bullet made them bitches look long, and they would just weave. You ever see the little clip where the nigga with the do-rag be weaving, weave, and then he leaned all the way back, weave. The chariots was weaving all of y'all bullets, man. Y'all ain't messing with the chariots, man.
Or like the one video, Salakia, like that one video where NASA was trying to shoot that rocket off, and the chariot was it was right here.
Yeah, I seen
and
it,
it
yeah.
shot off like a beam, and it blew up, and then it
Exploded,
and
yeah.
exploded the rocket.
Yep, it
disappeared.
exploded before it could take off.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep. I think it exploded like a few different things, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah.
I think they activated some nuclear missiles or something before they
And they shut it off.
It shut it
Yeah,
off.
shut
That's
it
what
off,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it was
shut
about
it
to do a test, and then they got shut off. Right.
Yeah, imagine the different footage or the different things that happen that these elites and these generals see.
Yeah.
That they ain't gonna
That
share.
they can't
They,
report
on.
they can't speak on, and that video never even makes it to the internet.
Yeah, it's classified information.
Yeah, it's classified.
You know what I'm saying? Different people in them higher ranks and they be sitting. I don't know what them
Cubicles.
the place. No, not the cubicles. Like them you know that shit when they got like 100 computer screens up and
Yeah,
like
I don't know
I don't know what
what
they
y'all
call
know
it.
what they
I
call
don't know
The
if it's like a
intelligence centers
station,
or something?
Intelligence
Yeah.
center. We'll just say intelligence center.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. They see all these different things that they got.
Oh yeah, like when they show you the different movies, like I think
The
they had
Matrix?
one. No, like Independence Day.
Like
or something.
like Independence Day.
How
Yeah,
they
like
had them
something like
sitting in
that.
front of all them big
Yeah.
screens where they was watching the skies.
Cause NASA got something like
And they
that
was
too.
reporting
Yeah.
on the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, I know what
Well,
you're talking
you
about.
think about them satellites they got, the telescopes and satellites.
Yep.
They always looking at the heavens.
Yes, sir.
There was that video, I think it was Northern Kingdom Jake was looking at the feed, then a big ass chariot showed up.
Yep.
He was like, look! He was like recording it and he did a video about it. Look at this,
They
look
know.
how big it is.
They even reported
Then they
chariots
cut the
coming out
feed
the
off.
sun.
Yeah.
Salakia,
They know.
Now you good, bro?
Yeah, they got
They
chariots
know.
coming out the sun. All type of stuff, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
Go, bro.
So this is Psalms chapter 68 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it."
Great was the company of those that published it, right? Made it public. Okay? So even the men of the Lord now, but even the men of the Lord back then, they was publishing the word, right? They wasn't hiding the word. It was out there in the midst.
I
Okay?
believe published or it goes back to public, which is people.
Yep.
They brought it to the people.
They brought it to the people, you know? They brought it to the people. Yeah. You know, if you play the game Assassin's Creed, right? If anybody know the game Assassin's Creed, you know, anyone you can play. When you run around the game, you will always see when you're running through like the city. They wouldn't
City
call it
areas.
city, but the city areas. You'll always hear somebody out there publicly speaking, like preaching, you know, and there'll be always what? A crowd gathered around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they would be what? Publicizing the word. Now, you go through different games, you'll hear them saying different things.
Different things, yeah.
You know? But that's what they were doing. That's how it was. You know, that was usually would be called what? The church, the ecclesia, the gathering. Because it's a assembly of people or a calling out.
Yep.
Because that's what you're doing.
Yep.
But the true definition of the word church and ecclesia is what? The assembly of the Israelites. Okay? So that's what we were doing back then, until a point where we started to get persecuted for it. And then where did these churches become? People's homes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where church became, people's homes. The scripture says, where two or three are gathered, I am in the midst of them. Then you can go to 1 Corinthians 3, 16 to 17, 1 Corinthians 6 and 16, and further other scriptures to prove that we are the church.
Yeah. You even see that where different times of the persecution of the apostles, they would go to different people's house.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Yeah, they was all
Aquila and
and
Priscilla.
they would help
Priscilla.
and all different things. Yeah.
And they would show up there and then they would get refreshed. And they would be there for, you know, be a few of them there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like different
It was a
gatherings.
spot,
And
yeah.
It was like safe houses almost.
Right.
People would, you know, yeah. So you had that going on.
That's what we got now. You can go to any city where there's brethren,
But
and you good.
that's the safe house.
And then furthermore too, that's like how word got out in the old times was by word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
You would have the one person out there talking about, hear ye, and then they would be saying whatever they saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, but because when you think about it, that was the agora.
Yeah, the
so when
agora.
you go to the agora, the marketplace,
marketplace.
everything was there.
Yeah.
You got people trading, so it was a lot of trading, buying and selling, the word going out, you know, just a lot of different things.
Things was going on.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the same thing with us here on highways and byways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing on the highways and byways. What?
Yeah, that camera. You could have just asked.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Go ahead. I ain't
That's
gonna.
cool.
But I'm about to say, you want your
Spread the
picture?
word.
Take a picture. You want a picture?
Spread the word.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so verse 12, Psalm 68:12.
Yeah.
Kings and armies did flee apace,
Mm-hmm.
and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have line among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove, covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. Right? So,
You ready for mine?
Good. That's not good, brother.
right. So, hey, when it talks about ye shall be as the wings of a dove,
Yeah.
right? That's talking about, this is a metaphor, or the Lord is poetically talking about the chariots.
Yeah.
Right? It says covered with silver and her feathers with yellow gold. Now you got chariots that look like gold. You got chariots, and I've personally seen chariots that look like shining silver. You know, you have chariots that look like gold and silver, man. So this is what that's talking about.
I seen when it was like a blue, like this brother's garment. The one we seen earlier was more of like a blue within this stone you got right there. You know, or the one you seen earlier, Salaki, but the one you showed in the video. Yeah.
Cut. And hey, there's no limit to there's no
Their appearance.
I mean, cause look,
no limit.
right? Well, cause look, come on, man. Just like the Lord, the body, the Lord got flavor, man. So, you know y'all know I'm coming at y'all. Jake's is talking this Negro only doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Black only. Man, the Lord got flavor, man. He like all
Variety.
variety, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
All
the
the
same
tribes got a particular look to them.
same with even with stones, like different stones, brother. Look at all these
Yeah.
beautiful stones, man. You know, bro, the Lord got beautiful works, man, all across the world, man. It's amazing, man. And we only can see it through a visual aspect of videos and different images that brothers show. We haven't even seen
Yeah, we
the
have
majority, man.
No.
Even talking about creatures, bro. Certain sea creatures and different animals. You just see the colors, and you like,
Yeah.
I never knew they made a rainbow tiger.
Yeah.
I'm just using an
I know what you
example.
mean.
I didn't see certain things that was like,
And the Chinese
Yeah.
got stones that you can't even find here. I just came across a stone called the Phoenix Stone. It looked like a robin's egg. You know how they got the light blue robin with the dots in it?
yeah,
I was like, that means a stone
Crazy,
called, and they
bro.
got different properties and everything. They got a stone called the Que Sera stone. It's like a combination of a couple different stones at once. I'm like, this shit crazy, bro. And that ain't even the tip of the things that the Lord got out there.
yeah,
You know, beautiful. Here it is. You got all these different tastes. You got sweet. You got the taste of sweet, salty, sour, spicy. You got all the umami. You got all these different flavors, and then you think the Lord just got one taste.
yeah.
He just like chocolate. No, the Lord like a little spice, a little sweet over here.
He like sweet savors too.
Yeah, I think a stupid ass. No.
Or the smell. The smell of sweet savors.
Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
smell. He said Mexicans is spicy Asians. No, nigga, they spicy,
Yeah.
but they not Asians, dog.
Right.
Okay, they the Northern Kingdom, man.
Okay.
Issacharites.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, it's describing the chariots, man.
yeah.
And here's another description now. The elder apostle Ramla brought this out a while ago. Basically going into the chariot that the Lord Yahushua was in when we was led out of Egypt, man. You know, which it had the ability to cast a beam of light upon us, but make it dark for the Egyptians behind us, man. So that the Most High is far out. It says, when the Almighty, because it talked about scattering kings. It says when the Almighty scattered kings in it, right, in the chariot, it was white as snow in Salmon. So, you know, he brought out that particular chariot was white, the one that the Lord was in, man. So, hey, when the Lord comes back, he could be coming back in a white chariot.
Somebody get that in Revelation. It's talking about him coming on a white horse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got that pulled up, I think, already.
Oh, you gotta let it ride. You know? And it's a spirit that, you got it?
Yep.
Oh, let it ride.
Revelations chapter 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Right? So, hey, a white horse, another metaphor. A horse represents power, man.
Yeah.
You know? And a white represents what? Righteousness, you know?
Yeah.
Purity.
And for that dude Dalton who want to get all technical and talk about, oh, the Hebrew word for this and that, you know, it's a literal chariot. Well, nigga, when you ride a chariot, you don't ride the horse, nigga. You ride the chariot part. You think about a Roman chariot, the horse was in front, and they was inside the chariot with the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Wow, yeah. Standing in the back of that joint, you know?
Yep.
So, you know.
So hey, that also gives you another precept to show you that that chariot was white, man.
Yeah.
You know, a white horse, man. You know, the Lord doesn't, you know, all these things are strategically put in the scriptures to line up with each other, man.
Yeah, and why it ain't talk about the flames like it talked about in Isaiah 66? What was the flames in Revelation that he just read? Because it's parabolically speaking of something else, man. Okay, you can even talk about too. Oh, it's called the voice in another one. Whatsoever issued out his voice, the only thing that was discernible was a smell of dust and the smell of smoke. So in that particular, it's called a voice. Okay, but in Isaiah 66, it's called the flames, right? You know. So come on, man. All these things are parabolic talk, man.
Yeah, I think
Got
that's
it?
2 Esdras 13.
So, you know, hey, that's why we're not gonna let the incredulity of these people trouble us, man. Which incredulity goes into unbelief, man. If you don't believe, don't believe.
For sure. Yeah,
It ain't gonna make the word of the Most High with none effect just because you don't believe. Okay, so we ain't worried about it. Don't believe then, dog. We're gonna keep believing. Exactly. We're gonna keep believing. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ratazah, and we ain't gonna worry about y'all.
Daniel 12.
This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble,
Here we go.
such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Yep.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right, so this is talking about the elect. The elect is going to be delivered. Because guess what? We going to be going through shit. Okay? It ain't, we not just going to skip. That's why the scripture says, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? Because we are going to be going through things. Okay? But we know and we trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua as what he said of, look, I'm going to send my reinforcements up there for you. Okay? And guess who it's going to be? It's going to be Yahushua and a heavenly host. And Daniel is one of them. He's the archangel. Okay? And he says he's going to stand up for my people, or Michael, right? In the book, as is read in the book of Daniel, it says he's going to stand up for my people. Right. Okay? If you read that in the, you read it in the NLT, it's more specific, okay, of what it actually says. You know, but yeah, he's going to stand up. Okay?
Right. Which, hey, the word Michael means is Mayaka Allah, meaning who is like the Most High. Right. Hey, when that time of judgment comes and those chariots are in the sky, you know, judging people, man, you're gonna see that there's no one like the Most High. Right. And you're gonna know that the power who is doing all these different things in the earth, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, like it says in Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
Read the NIV if you gotta go ahead, bro.
Come on, this is Daniel 12 and 1 in the NIV. It says, at that time, Michael, the great prince who protects your people, will arise. There will be a time of distress such as has not happened from the beginning of nations until then. But at that time, your people, everyone whose name is found written in the book, will be delivered.
There you go. There you
going
go.
on, man?
So there you have it. So whoever's written in the book of life is going to be delivered. But it's talking about out of who? It's talking about out of the children of Israel. Okay. Now what all you holding?
Say Ezra 13.
That's it.
And yeah.
What you got? You holding anything?
Oh, and 1 Thessalonians 4. Talking about the chariot, how we caught up together.
Oh, we caught it together. Okay. Ooh. All right, grab yours, bro. Acts 1.
All right.
Acts 1. Oh, yeah, you can read it, brother. Yep. So now, as we know, Yahweh Shai, I was going to read it. I ain't even got to say it. So as we see, as Elijah, right? Enoch, but we're going to read it of Yahweh Shai. Okay?
Right. This is Acts chapter 1 and verse
Start at verse 9.
and
Yeah,
verse
9,
9. It says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him
Now, who was
out of
walking
their
with him?
sight.
It was Peter and who?
I think it was a whole assembly of people. You see? Because this is after those 40 days he shewed himself unto his
I know it was with
disciples.
the disciples. All right, go ahead.
It says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Yeah, so and a cloud received him out of their sight. Go ahead.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel.
The angels.
And they said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Yeah.
The same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
Yeah, so now we're circling it back around into the chariots and of how Yahweh Shai has left and how he's going to return. Okay, we went. If you want to fast or rewind back when we was going into the lesson, we was going into how Yahweh Shai will return. Okay, but that is going to be, as he was speaking to them, like, look, don't be so amazed, okay, because he's coming back in this very same fashion, But in this fashion, when Yahweh Shai returns, all eyes shall see him. All eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even mentioned this is even the ones who, it specifically called them out. Even the ones who pierced him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that the Lord forgets. You don't say that. Because why would it be mentioning those people that pierced him if he forgot?
Yeah.
You know? No. Y'all about to get that business.
Got a bounty.
Yeah,
You about to get this work.
What he say? You gonna get this work,
Yeah.
right?
Don DeMarco,
Yeah.
you gonna get this work.
They tell the angels, you can fuck up everybody else, but them two, them mine.
This is 2 Ezra 13.
So now we want to go into this vision that Ezra's had. Okay, go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 13. You want me to start at the top, or you want me to start at 7
Where the
or
point
8?
at?
The points when it talks about.
No. You gotta start up. You gotta
Yeah,
start
so,
at 1.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to start at the top. 2 Ezra 13 and 1, it says, And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed the dream by night.
Yeah.
And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven.
Now there we go. This talking about that same man, and we pulled up a few scriptures earlier of this same man that is speaking about. That's waxing strong with the thousands of heaven. Now these is going into the angels, the heavenly hosts, man. Go ahead.
It says, And when he turned his countenance to look,
Yeah.
all things trembled that were seen under him.
Yep. Go
They
ahead.
shall the tribes of the earth more.
Yep.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth,
Yeah.
all they burned that heard his voice,
Yeah.
like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds of the earth to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Now this multitude that's speaking of, and now who is this talking about? Now this is talking about the other nations, the nations that was going to be gathered together. Because remember, these nations are already going to be gathered together already in the Middle East, getting a fight on.
Yep.
Okay, so they already going to be getting it cracking. But when Yahweh Shai returns, you got to think. It's like, you know, you got when you got a fight going on, and it's like if a person. You want to take out what they call it. You want to take out the common denominator or the biggest enemy first. Because if it's a threat, you like, okay, ain't none of us going to win this match unless we all take down him first, and then we all got an even chance.
Yeah, what was that? Was that Reagan that spoke about it? It was one of them
Yep,
presidents.
no, it was Ronald Reagan.
We all have a common enemy.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
we
did
could
say, he did
all-
say
We
that.
could all drop our differences
Yeah,
and
yeah.
work together.
And that's going and that's going to be their mindset.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to say, well, shit, we ain't got no. They're going to stop and say, well, shit, we ain't got no other choice but to work together on this one.
It's like if them battle royales was real.
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
wasn't staged.
Yeah.
And they was real.
Uh-huh.
And anytime when Big Show came in, all the little niggas should have been jumping in there.
Yeah, for real.
When the Giant,
Henry,
what's the mother
Giant,
niggas?
one of them.
Kane. When Kane and Undertaker came in, everybody should have been jumping, especially Kane big ass. That's what when the raised from the dead head ass. Everybody should have been kicking his shit. Get that nigga Kane. He getting out early. That shit's all staged, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's what it's gonna be
Like,
like.
everybody be pausing. They be seeing the music
shit.
play.
Yeah.
Say,
Yeah, they do that.
And everybody start getting choke slammed.
It's the big show.
Yeah. So it's like the Big Show came in the ring. They're gonna be like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to get this nigga down. Look, I know I got my gun still in your stomach. We gonna have to get him first.
Yeah.
You know, but it ain't gonna work.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, it ain't gonna work.
Go ahead, brother.
Con. It says in verse 6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Another word that was mentioned earlier as well, a great mountain.
Yeah.
It says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not.
Yeah. Look at Edge was like, look, if that was a mountain, I would have been able to see the area where that mountain was. That wasn't no mountain though.
Yep.
It was a great chariot. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 8.
That's
and
why the whole earth is gonna be able to. They're gonna be able to see him. They're gonna be able to mourn. Cause that man, that chariot's gonna cover the skies, man. And then with the thousands watching strong with him, come on, man.
Yeah, not to mention the technology we have now. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be live news.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Bro.
There
You're gonna see it all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in those different so-called alien movies, they see it on the news and they're saying that in Japanese
every language.
every language.
Every
yeah.
language.
See the different language.
Right. It's gonna be.
Soplo gigante.
But guess what we gonna be saying? Call loyal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
You know, that's what we gonna be saying.
Verse 8, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Yeah, remember talk about how the Lord, he came as a lamb. He ain't coming like that this time though.
Yeah.
You know? The lion from the tribe of Judah. You see?
Yep.
y'all ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Then it talked about in verse 8, it talked about them being sore afraid, but yet they durst fight. That's just like how Pharaoh in Egypt, even though the Lord hardened his heart and still had him go chase after Jake
Show his power.
to show his power. So even though these other nations is going to be in the Middle East, you know, getting a fight, they're gonna be scared up, but they still gonna fight.
They're gonna fight.
They still gonna fight regardless.
Lord
man.
gonna put the spirit on them. You know?
That shows you that the Most High is a so-called black man, because first he just had the one greatest kingdom that he fought against and to show his power. They ain't gonna have all the kingdoms gathered together. He gonna fuck them all up at one time. I take on all you bitches. Let's go.
For this is the controversy of Zion.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead. Any more on that?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, verse 10, it says, "But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth
Yeah.
as it had been a blast of fire,
Yep.
and out of his lips a flaming breath,
Right.
and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempers."
Yeah, go talking about those laser beams. But see, don't get caught up because when you see these different movies, you say, "Oh, laser beams, that can't be true." All it is concentrated fire. That's all it is, and he can do that. So how much more the Heavenly Father? How much much more his only begotten Son and the angels? Come on, that's light work.
And people don't even understand. Like, look at electricity.
Lightning, yeah. Lightning.
Electricity can light you on fire.
Yeah,
Electricity's fire.
When they talk about, they got the little globe at the little science museums,
Yeah.
where if you put your fingers, then the electric beams come out of it.
And they start.
Those little plasma beams, man, one of them big enough could fuck you up. Leave your ass lit on fire,
Yeah,
nigga.
because he know how to manipulate the elements,
Yeah.
right? And he know how to play with the left hand side and do all these different things.
You think the Most
right?
High?
They,
Come on.
you know, yeah.
He created all this
Come on,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
And then we talking about Yahweh Shai here, right?
Yeah.
When you go in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, what did he say? I knew all things.
You all things,
The
yeah.
You know?
operation of the elements.
The operation of the elements.
Yeah, he was taught how to mess with
You
all
know,
that.
come on, man.
Yeah,
Light
Y'all
work.
putting the Most High on a low level, like the Most High got primitive technology, or like the Most High is against using the things that he ain't gonna allow this devil. What does it say? The smith that blow off the coals?
Yep.
He created the
The
smith
waste
that
to
blow off the
destroy.
coals and the created the waste to destroy. So if he put that knowledge in Esau's brain to create this nuclear missile, you think he don't know how to do something way better?
Man.
Y'all niggas is diminishing the Lord, putting them in a box. The Most High only dealing with physical, real chariots. They gonna fly, they gonna have wood on the bottom. With leather
that-
straps.
That's that heavenly wood.
That heavenly wood. And that heavenly leather.
Right.
Made out of heavenly cows. What's wrong with y'all, man? The Most High got all ultimate power, man. How would y'all walked on water, bro? How would y'all turn water into wine? Like, he took clay and spit on it and brought a nigga's vision back. And you think he can't make a damn chariot with lasers? You crazy? That's light work. It's light work.
Yep.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if Tesla could, in theory, make a free energy device where energy just coming out of the thin air, the Most High can't do it. The Most High can't do that in greater.
Yeah, think about the inventions even Jake made.
Yeah, this is one Jake in what was his name? The one Jake in
Moses.
Africa. I don't know if that was Moses. The one we spoke about one camp. He did a radio frequency power transmitter where he stuck it to the back of the TV, and it wasn't plugged into nothing, and it was on. It was on. They trying to kill him now to this day, poison him.
Yeah.
Because he brought free electricity out of the sky through radio waves and power the television.
Yeah, Jake get busy. Jake,
So the Most High can't do nothing? Come on, man. Y'all
yeah,
niggas crazy.
the so-called, and the Lord put that on our people's spirit to do that. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, right? The Israelites as a whole, bro. We are the real inventors, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's on a low level. So how much the Most High? Yahweh, he's the great inventor,
He's the creator of
You
all
know?
knowledge and wisdom.
You know?
He can't.
right? You know,
Says all things obey his will.
and his inventions is established by whom? Yahweh Shai and the elect. Go ahead, bro.
What's that one? Where's that one that talks about his ways are higher than our ways?
Right.
Isaiah 55.
Jake always trying to put their thoughts on the Most High. His ways is way beyond anything you can even fathom or comprehend. You don't know why the Lord did what he did. And to even start trying to guess it, it's a dumb thing to do.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11, it says, "And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid."
You know what the picture like? You know the picture I get when he's talking about the three different things that was combined? I get the picture in my mind. Special V cannon! You got a piccolo shoot, and then they got the little spinny joint,
on it,
and they
yeah.
got the middle joint, and you know what I'm saying? And it just, come on, man.
Yeah.
The Most High, man, the Most High is far out, man. If the elect is gonna come back with power, they're gonna mount up with wings as eagles. You know what I'm saying? the miracles that I do, they shall do these and even greater. Come on, man. Y'all are putting everything on a small level.
And that judgment that it's spoken of right there is that's the destruction,
Yeah.
right? That of you other nations. You know, all you people being gathered up in the Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's your destruction right there. That's the end of that image or picture that's what it will look like. Vision it, right? Envision it, right? Take it in, because that's what it is. The last, right? Until you in our kingdom and reigning, because the rest of these devils, they're gonna be all hiding. Devils are gonna be hiding. You know what I'm saying? And you rebels, right? The ones that do make it. I'm talking about the rebels of Israel. They're gonna get weeded out in the wilderness. Okay, go ahead, brother.
This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 27 again. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
So with that, we're going to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles nailed as a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.